how to assemble your panels when crocheting a sweater. So the first thing I like to do is attach the two top sides where those decreases are, and then I'm going to try on my work and I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark where I want the piece to seam up to. You want to leave enough wiggle room for your arm so that your armpit isn't like suffocated. I've done this so many times where I make the armhole too small, like right around where I'm pointing there, and then it just feels so hard to move your arm. So I always vote make the armhole bigger, because you can always kind of like go back, versus if you make it too small, then you have to unseam it and it's just annoying. So then you're going to grab your darning needle and you want to have your project inside out, and sometimes I used to like stitch markers just to keep it in place throughout the line that you're trying to seam together, and then you're just going to sew back and forth like you normally would between the two panels. Now the one thing I'd like to preface is this is just like sewing, right? So the bigger between your stitches, the more obvious it's going to be. So you really want to hit every stitch for that reason, as well as for the fact that like you're joining two panels together. So if you wait a whole inch before you sew the next part together, you're going to have a big wide inch hole. So really try to put these together as close as possible. If it like tightens up a little bit, that's fine. And now I reached the end that I basically want to, and I will take whatever remaining yarn I have and I'm just going to thread it through one side just so that it stays weaved in as much as possible. It keeps the bottom then a little bit tighter, and that just like helps so that you're not wasting yarn too. I hate wasting yarn. I'm going to show you guys in my next video how to do a collar, how to do the ribbing, and how to make the sleeve. So I hope to see you then. This is probably the most tedious part of crocheting a sweater.